My people, it is a very painful thing to remember Asaba massacre. Asaba massacre, seeking healing. A lot of Nigerians don't know what happened. 7th October 1967, a lot of atrocities happened in the land of Asaba. Nigerian soldiers committed a lot of atrocities.
Anya mohona anya bianage say long the meeties. That is goodbye till we meet no more.
During Biafra war, Nigerian soldiers gathered all the male child and adults in Asaba and massacred them all. They killed many people. They killed both adults, all the male child from inside Asaba.
1970. Anya biaka ije zutande aya Nigeria. Bia bulegu. Anya mara no bo a game of death ka iba n'imia.
In remembrance of Asaba massacre, on the 7th October 2022, we be sit at home in entire Biafra land. On that day, it is expected that all schools, all markets, all churches, all banks will shut down for the remembrance of Asaba massacre. Anybody will hear my voice, making talk to a brother, making talk to a sister, making one in children, making one everybody, where they close to them. This order is coming from Biafra spokesperson Simon Ekpa. Asina nti adaharu ihe ebubisi ise soroya it means any ear when they hear word as they cut head and so they go cut ear full am.
They open fire. We will go machine gun gahube our people. And they were slaughtered in thousands.
You campaigned against your brother. Now you're talking about Igbo presidency. Oh, dear me. Igbo presidency, Igbo there. Useless people. There is something I want to tell all of you. We hope, pray, and know that Biafra will come or the zoo will be destroyed before 2023. Of course, everybody knows that. It's given. COVID-19 saved them last year. We won't save them again. This year, the vaccine is out. Instead of an Igbo man to be the president, or Yoruba for that matter, let Fulani continue. It is called Mirina Mohuana Manna Yupu. Since you people prefer to be slaves, because if we allow any of you idiots to enter into Asarok, after about 4 or 5 years or 6, Fulani will take you back for eternity. You would have benefited from your own wickedness and evil. So you know what is going to happen? If Fulani are smart enough, they should continue. Everyone saw what happened all over the world. Rigging of election these days is just is given. It is no longer a big deal. As long as you're proclaimed the winner, that's it. If Fulani are very smart, they will continue in office. They will continue in the zoo. In their zoo. Of course, we are living. We're not going to stay there. That is why you don't want to support Biafra. because of presidency. So you and your friends can now be eating money. You buy your own houses in Dubai. You want to be like Atiku. You want to be like your wife want to be like what's her name, Aisha, flying private jet to Dubai for shopping. Meanwhile, we are dying. We want people to understand this. DSS especially. No matter how many groups, fake groups you create. Because every day you create a fake group. Igbo, Ohanese, Igbo in the diaspora, including men and women and children. This
Welcome, fellow Biafrans. Thank you so much for joining me on this very broadcast. I appreciate you wherever you are joining from. If you are joining me from Biafra land, you're joining me from Asia, from Europe, from America, from Australia, from Canada, whichever part of the world you are joining me from, I say, may Chukwu Okike Abiama continue to guide and protect you, secure you wherever you are. I appreciate you. Please, as you join this very broadcast, kindly share the video on your platform. Share it to family and friends. Share it to those who are related to you. And please, click like on the video. When you click like, you are inviting people. You are making the outreach go far. That is why you must click like when you enter. Share and click like. When you are sharing and you're clicking like, you are equally playing your own part in the struggle. The struggle, it is not mandatory that every one of us must come out to broadcast. Some of us have the talent to broadcast. Some of us don't have that talent. Some of us are on the ground fighting. Some of us are on different angles. Some of us are prayer warriors. They are praying. Anything you can do, just do it to support the struggle. As you share the video, as you click like, you share the video, you reach out to someone else, you are equally doing something. You are playing a major role. Everybody is important. Nobody is left behind. Every single one of us is important in this struggle. That is why we must continue, and we must make sure we do everything right at all given time. We must make sure we do everything right at all given time. The struggle has now taken a different shape. If you look at the topic I chose, I say we want to discuss why it is necessary that we have to step it up to armed struggle. You know, when our spokesperson, Master Simon Ekpa, made that broadcast and said that the struggle have fully entered into armed struggle, some people misunderstood him. Some began to interpret it in their own way. Some said it's not yet time. Some say, why this, why that? But if you are one of those who is still asking those questions, who is still contemplating or saying one thing or the other, you better have a rethink. It means you're not living on this planet. You are living on a different planet from where we are living. You must have to have a rethink. So my purpose here today is to enlighten you and let you know why we must do what we are doing. It is very, very necessary for us to do what we are doing today. Very necessary. And there is no going back. There's no going back. For more than a decade, our Supreme Leader Mazen Nnamdi Kanu has been online, shouting, crying, talking to all well-meaning people to listen to the plight of Biafra people, and they have refused to listen. For a very long time, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu have been shouting. So many of us joined him even before he was kidnapped. We were shouting on different platforms. Go to the social media, you see various videos where Biafrans are crying out. We were not holding weapons. We were not killing anybody. We were not kidnapping anybody. We are not making any form of attack. We are only asking for our legitimate right, self-determination, which is supported by international law, supported by African Charter law, supported by Nigerian law itself. But yet, because of that genuine request, they come after us, they want to kill us, they want to destroy us, they come after us with all manner of weapons. And we say, enough is enough. Today, we can no longer continue to sit back and watch the life of Biafrans being taken away. That is why the struggle has been stepped up to another level. The struggle has gone to another level. We can no longer continue to complain. Why we have been talking. The international communities are very much aware. The United Nations have their office in the Zoological Republic. They see what is happening on a daily basis. They see what is happening on a daily basis. They have their staffs in the Zoological Republic who see what is going on in the Zoological Republic, and they never deem it fit to act or to say a word. The Amnesty International have a lot of evidence of the massacre of Biafran people in Biafra land. They have their offices in Biafra land. They have their offices in the Zoological Republic. But they have refused to take action. We have cried, we have complained, we have shouted, without harming anybody, without using any weapon. All we are asking for, self-determination. But on different occasions, they have come after us. They have come after us with all manner of weapon and ammunition to kill us. While we were protesting with our flag, they came out, they killed people, they mowed down people. Nobody was held accountable. There was no remorse. The international community saw it. The whole world saw them, the way they massacred Biafra, while they were protesting and asking for self-determination. Nobody deemed fit to say a word. They never uttered a word. They were doing all manner of evil against Biafran people. Nobody was speaking up. What crime has Biafrans committed? All we are saying is that we want our own nation. We were only asking for self-determination and nothing more. That is the only crime we have committed. So while we cried and cried and cried, and people refused to listen, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, we did not only stop on broadcasting, he didn't only stop on sensitizing people. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu went further to go to the United Nations to lay a complaint. We sent our complaint on writing, we sent it in video with so many evidences. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu went there by himself, and yet the United Nations have refused to do anything. Instead, some of their workers in the United Nations advised Mazen Nnamdi Kanu to go back and begin to do something. If you don't do something, that they are not going to pay attention. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was the advice, go back home and begin to do things. And Mazen Nnamdi Kanu came back and began to prepare. When they saw that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was preparing, he wasn't fighting anybody. He wanted to secure the land. They couldn't hold it. The Department of Saboteurs and the criminals, they came together and kidnapped Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, took him away from us. But as Chukwuka Abiyama have it, I can say it was Chukwuka Abiyama that permitted it. If Chukwuka Abiyama did not permit them to take away Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from our midst, they cannot succeed. They took away Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from our midst. And before they took him away, Chukwuka Abiyama used him to anoint somebody who is going to pilot the ship until he comes back to us. And today you see where we are. You see where we are. That cry that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have been crying, seeking and asking, shouting and talking to United Nations, they refused to do anything. Instead, they told him to go and do something. Today, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu came back. He began to prepare for the day that we are in today. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu started the preparation. When he gave us the 150 days prayer, and he said, after that prayer, we are going to march. Yet, the world had it, everybody had it, and they kept quiet. They never addressed the issue of Biafra. They never addressed the killing in Biafra. They never addressed the genocide in Biafra. Instead, the killing and genocide continued. Instead of reducing, they intensified the murder of Biafra by using our fellow Biafrans. They graduated to using our fellow Biafran. Governors began to use the terrorists against their fellow Biafran to destroy the Biafran people. They begin to invite aircraft to use against their own people, burn down houses and shops. The evidence are everywhere. I don't need to play them here for you. Go to social media. The evidence are everywhere. The massacre in Biafra, the killing in Biafra land. You saw the video that was going viral, the one that happened in Anambra State, where Biafrans were discovered, their hand tied at their back and shot. Genocide, pure genocide in Biafra land. And nobody has been held accountable. In that Anambra State, you have somebody called Soludo, who claimed to be a governor. Up to today, he has never told us how those people died, who were responsible for the death of those people, and who those people are. These are innocent Biafrans who has not committed any crime. They were not terrorists. They were not kidnappers. They didn't kill anybody. Simply because they are Biafran, they are identified as Biafrans, people who are asking for their legitimate right, freedom. That was why their hands were tied at the back and they were shot. Just a few weeks ago. You see why it is necessary that we have to defend Biafra land. Have you now seen why it is necessary? If we do not defend Biafra land, it will go to the extent that we will not have a single person that will bear that name, that will bear a Biafran name. Already, so many people are scared of asking a Biafran name today. If you are bearing Biafran name, you go for any job in the Social Republic, you know that the possibility of you getting that job is 20-30. You go to the borders, they see you with Biafran name, is a different thing altogether. At the airport, arrive in the airport with Biafran name, is a different case. And they have stepped it up down. For a Biafran person to go to the bank to withdraw his own money again becomes a problem. They will call DSS upon you and name you IPOB. And then, because you are a member of IPOB, you can no longer operate in a bank. Because you are a member of you are indigenous person of Biafra. That is the only crime you committed that will make them to come after you. In a bank where you have gone to give your own money, in a bank where you are paying their salary, in a bank where you are helping them to make their business prosper and function. How long shall we continue to tolerate this evil? How long shall we continue to accept this evil? How long? And you wake up and you ask me, why would Biafrans go to armed struggle? You open your mouth and you ask questions and say, why would Biafrans pick up arms? We have cried. We have shouted. We have done everything possible. And it seems they are not listening. And we came back home and watched every other country that got their independence. How did they get their independence? They didn't get their independence by crying and folding their hands. You know? They didn't get their independence by writing only petition. They didn't get their independence by only making noise on media. They got their independence by fighting for it in all ramifications. And they got it. So many nations you see today that you aspire to go to. So many nations today, they are used as an example. They fought their wars. They did not fold their hands to get their freedom. So many of them were under slavery in the hand of the British. Every single one of them fought their way out. Fought their way out. And they became free. It is only in Africa where you see people talking about independence. And those people you saw who say they got independent for their colonial master, how many of them are doing well? Go and check all the countries that the French people colonized in Africa. They are still under the slavery of the French people. Every country in Africa that France colonized, they are still under slavery. Even as you're watching this video, they are saying, let me get one of the videos. Let me see, I hope I get the video and play for you to see what the African countries are going through in the hand of the France. And the same thing with the British. It's not only France, the same thing with the British. But I'm going to search for that of France. I hope I still have it here and play it so you can see what your brothers and sisters are going through.
We need formula.
Let's watch.
They're going to be sleepless nights. This baby's going to cry. This baby's going to throw tantrums. We need to be ready to take care of this baby. Africa is on the move. The question is, are the children of Africa ready to step up and take what is rightfully yours? You got to understand, around the globe, as black people, the reason we are so disrespected is because we are poor. Most of us don't own anything. Singularly, while we were given our independence, the one thing that was denied from us is economic liberation. The African heads of states are saying, African wealth belongs to the African children. The African Union defines African diaspora as all people of African descent living outside Africa. The colonizers have been building the Africa that they want. The game is up. You see, you don't go to China and find black people driving the Chinese development agenda. You don't go to Europe. You don't go to Mexico, India, and find black people driving those regions' development agenda. The reality is, you must not, cannot, should not, and golly, will not go to Africa and find non-Africans driving the African continental development agenda. Unless, of course, you, the children of Africa, the inheritors of Africa's wealth, choose to vacate that place that has your name. The choice is yours. The environment is ready. And so, I'm on a mission to see to it that we, people of African descent, truly understand our Africa. Truly realize that we have been lied to, but that we're smart enough to know better. That we have been sleeping, that it's time to wake up. You see, a united African diaspora is a sleeping giant. It is the sleeping giant that is needed to bring the sustainable change that Africa desires. Bigger corruption in Africa is coming from outside. Try flying low over the DRC. You're going to see tarmacs in the middle of the jungle. You're going to see 747s flying into the DRC, picking up minerals and flying right outside the country. Do you think those multinationals are going to want to see peace in the DRC? Do you think they're going to want to see peace in South Sudan? No. A stable Africa is an Africa that cannot be exploited. So they will see to it that there will never be peace in Africa by any means necessary, unless you come to the table and do something about it. For a continent that doesn't have a single gun manufacturing company, we simply have endless supply of guns. How? How is this okay that Africa continues to be exploited? How is it okay that the world has watched as France is taking cold, hard cash out of Africa? How is this okay? I want to know. United Nations, answer that. Secretary General Guterres, answer that. When you all meet every year in New York, what are you talking about? That is our reality. No more shall we continue to be ignorant. Our eyes are open. We know our Africa. We are going to reconnect with our roots. African Americans, you must understand there is a void that is deep in each and everyone's subconscious. It is a void that affects everything you do. First, you must understand you have that void. In this country, with the exception of the American Indians, everybody is a foreigner. And everybody has their roots outside the United States. And the rest of the races are connected to their roots, with the exception of the African Americans. You're too busy running away from your roots. You're busy denying who you are. Well, guess what? It is what it is. You are an African, and Africa is home. And the sooner you wake up and realize and accept that Africa is home, the sooner you're going to fill that void. For as long as that voice is in you, you're always going to be like a ship without an anchor. The wind blows this way, here you go. The wind blows the other way, here we go. Find your base. Go home. Africa is where you belong. And Africa is where your roots are. Thank you.
We stand alongside.
I want you to think deep about this video that I just played. Remove that word, Africa, there, and put Biafra in everything that that woman has said. Just with your little brain, remove that word, Africa, and fix Biafra in everything that that woman has said. Now you begin to understand why we must go on armed struggle. You see, when we are talking about Africa, the reason why we are fighting is this issue of exactly what this woman has explained. In the case of the Zoological Republic, the British are using the Fulanis to play the role there. The British are using the Fulanis to take every single thing we have in the Biafra land, including our life. That is why it is much necessary that we fight for it, including our life. The British is using the Zoological Republic, using the Fulanis to take away every single thing we have worked for, every single thing that Chukwukama have given us, including our life. You see why we must fight to liberate ourselves. Just on your own time, go back and play that video, and every place where that woman was mentioning Africa, put yourself as a Biafran, put Biafra there. You see so many of us Biafrans who are living in diaspora, so many of us, when you talk about Biafra, they don't want to listen to you. When they see you talking about Biafra, they look at you as somebody who is foolish. When they see you talking about Biafra, they feel you don't know what you're doing. You are talking rubbish. When they see you talking about Biafra, they believe you don't have a job. That's why you're talking about Biafra. But it is what it is. You are a Biafran any place you are. Including those of them who are in the Zoological Republic, who are still talking about one Nigeria. They know that the one Nigeria has no place for them. There is no arrangement for any Biafra in this one Nigeria. They know very well. And yet, they continue to pretend. Instead of them to come out in the open, support their own, and get that which is theirs, they continue to pretend. They continue to pretend. They continue to pretend. But let me tell you, the British and the Fulani Janjaweed, they know you as a Biafran. It doesn't matter what you call yourself. It doesn't matter how you try to promote the one Nigeria. It doesn't matter the political party you belong. It doesn't matter where you put it. They know you as a Biafran. But it is so sad that some people have refused to learn a lesson. Some have refused to learn a lesson. You know, before now, some of you can remember Rochas Okorocha. Rochas Okorocha was jumping from any angle of APC to the other, and he was one of the people who brought APC, Buhari APC, to the southeast. Rochas Okorocha was their pillar in the southeast. Rochas Okorocha, he fought for APC, fought for Buhari, the late Muhammad Buhari. He did everything. He was the one that was convincing others to join him, to join the Fulani Caliphate. He speaks Hausa more than Hausa man. He has companies and businesses in the north. He gives them more free education. He gives them free education more than he gave in the east. But what happened to Rochas Okorocha? After Rochas Okorocha have done all those things to please the Caliphate, to please his slave master, what happened? When he made the attempt to become a president, you saw what happened to him. You saw what happened to him. That they ridiculed him. DSS came to his bedroom to arrest him. He was there crying and shouting. Today, are you hearing from him? They destroyed him completely. He's as good as a tissue paper today. Rochas Okorocha in Nigerian politics is as good as a tissue paper today. You saw him when he was shouting, raising shoulder, he want to be a president. And yet, many of them have not learned a lesson. They have not learned a lesson. Never. This very thing you see Peter Obi doing today, shaking his head. Shaking his head. They tell him, stop, stop. He's shaking his head. Was the same thing Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe was doing. When Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe was advised that leave this Fulani Janjaweed alone, you are not the same with them and they will never agree with you. You are not the same with them. Let them go. Fight for the independence of your people. Nnamdi Azikiwe said no. He thought he was dealing with human beings. He was still talking about relations, talking about the friends, talking about brothers, talking about neighbors. Today, look at our condition. The same thing that Peter Obi is doing today, death was brought upon us. Some of you have forgotten about Aguiyi-Ironsi. General Aguiyi-Ironsi was one of the people who stopped the revolution to change the zoological republic. The revolution to change the zoological republic, Aguiyi-Ironsi stopped it. And he began to establish a one Nigeria. Aguiyi-Ironsi began to establish a one Nigeria, and he surrounded himself with all the northerners. He tried to please them. He gave them everything they want. He was on their side, supporting them more than his own people. Even when he was advised, he never wanted to listen. How did Aguiyi-Ironsi end up? How did Aguiyi-Ironsi end up? They killed him. They murdered him in cold blood. And after murdering Aguiyi-Ironsi, they celebrated those who murdered him. Up to today, they are celebrating those who murdered Aguiyi-Ironsi. Nobody has been held accountable. He wasn't even given a state burial. A man who was promoting one Nigeria. And yet, with all this history, people allow the history to repeat. You see why it is very important for us to get out of this country once and for all. When you see the stage we are now, that we are picking up arms to make sure we liberate Biafra, it is something that must be done. Because we have cried, we have shouted, we have complained, but nobody in the world seems to listen. The international community, they have our complaints in writing, in words, in videos, in pictures. They never want to do anything. The Amnesty International have our word in writing, in pictures, in videos. On the ground, yet they did nothing. That is why finally it has become necessary that we have to take a different dimension. And when Nnamdi Kanu said that Mazi Simon Ekpa is bringing a new dimension into the struggle, some of us saw that word limited. That word is very big. It's very big. And as the day go by, you begin to see those dimensions coming out. You begin to see different dimensions coming out from that man that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu anointed. If you are a Biafran, you have to wake up. The Zoological Republic is not for you. The Zoological Republic is not for you. You must wake up. You must wake up. You must wake up. If you are genuine Biafra, you must wake up, and the time is now. The time is now. There is no need sitting on the fence. There is no need sitting on. If you think you can sit on the fence, if you think you can sit on the fence, remember Asaba Massacre. Remember Asaba Massacre. We are going to do the remembrance of Asaba Massacre on the 7th of October. If you think you want to sit on the fence, that is the best thing for you. Oh, I don't know who to follow. I don't know who is right and who is wrong. Remember Asaba Massacre.
My people, it is a very painful thing to remember Asaba Massacre. Asaba Massacre, seeking healing. A lot of Nigerians don't know what happened. 7th October 1967, a lot of atrocities happened in the land of Asaba. Nigerian soldiers committed a lot of atrocities.
That is goodbye till we meet no more.
During Biafra war, Nigerian soldiers gathered all the male child and adults in Asaba and massacred them all. They killed many people. They killed both to adults, all the male child for inside Asaba.
1970. Anya bia ka ije zuta ndi aya Nigeria. Bia bulegwu. Anya mara na ọ bụ a game of death ka iba n'ime ya.
in remembrance of Asaba Massacre. On the 7th October 2022, we be sit at home in entire Biafra land. On that day, it is expected that all schools, all markets, all churches, all banks will shut down for the remembrance of Asaba Massacre. Anybody where hear my voice, making talk to him brother, making talk to his sister, making one in children, making one everybody, where they close to them. This order is coming from Biafra spokesperson Simon Epa. Asina nti ada he ebobisi ise soloya inti means any ear when they hear word as they cut head and so they go cut ear full am.
They open fire. Where will you go? Machine gun gahube our people. And they were slaughtered in thousands.
You have seen it. We are going to remember them on the 7th. Never again. But why you say never again? Go and read and find out. Why was that Asaba Massacre successful? Why did that Asaba Massacre happen? Ask yourself a question. Go and read the history. Make research. Find out what led to that Asaba Massacre. What led to it, and why were those people? Why did those people fall victim? Do not allow that massacre to happen again. As it has started today, you have seen it. Another one is about to happen. Don't be part of it. Don't allow another massacre to happen. Today, Biafrans have started the liberation of Biafra land. Biafrans have started, the liberation of Biafra land have started. Full armed struggle. And today, you see some people playing to the gallery. You see some people pretending to be one Nigeria. You see some people raising the flag of Nigeria. The same way they did in Asaba Massacre. You see some people pretending, oh, we are not Biafrans, we are Nigeria. You had their elder in that very jingle that I played, saying that they were playing drums, singing to go and welcome the terrorists, thinking that they will take them as Nigeria. There is no place for you in the Zoological Republic. No arrangement for any Biafran in the Zoological Republic. No arrangement whatsoever. If the Zoological Republic could kill their own, they could kill their own people, they kill them. How much more you, that you are not part of them? Some of you have forgotten the NSAS. NSAS, in NSAS, people were in NSAS who were talking about a better Nigeria. Let me tell you, people have a very short memory. Anytime you make a move to form a better Nigeria or a new Nigeria, what it's going to bring to you is death. There is nothing you expect than death. Anytime anybody makes a move for anything called better Nigeria, the only thing it's going to bring to you is what? Death. You forgot NSAS. NSAS, people came together and they were talking. They were promoting the issue of one Nigeria. They were trying to establish a Nigeria that people, even our Supreme Damazin Nandekano supported them to see if they can get that Nigeria they want. What happened? What happened? The British and the Fulanese opened fire on people who were raising flag and singing national anthem. If the Zoological Republic could open fire on people holding Nigerian flag and singing their national anthem, how much more you, a Biafran, from the old Southeastern region? You from the old Southeastern region, you think that you can stay neutral. It doesn't concern you. No, I'm not talking about Biafra. Let us have one Nigeria. And you think you are safe. The Fulanese know you better than you know yourself. It is much serious up to the extent that even everybody in the southern part of Nigeria is treated at the same way they treat the Biafran people. They look at us as a Biafran, even though they specify on the Igbo Biafran because they are the mount of freedom. The Igbo Biafran have become the mount of freedom. Mazin Nandikano made it. We have become the symbol of justice right from time. The mount of freedom in that country. That is why they pay special attention for us, to the Igbo Biafrans. But the whole southern part of Nigeria, they treat them the same. If these people could open fire on people raising their flag, raising their own flag and singing their national anthem, how much more you that you're not in their arrangement, you that they don't want to see anywhere? You have seen the arrangement of the government today. You know, for a very long time, they have been pretending. They have been pretending to make you feel that you belong. Until the chief terrorist came on board, late Muhammad Buhari. Until the chief terrorist came on board, he began to act and do everything in the open without minding. He doesn't care whom you are. He doesn't care what you have to say. He doesn't care your contribution or your suggestion. He is saying it and he's doing it. And you see, he has taken a lot of life since then and still taking up to today. From all I'm saying, I think you are beginning to come back to your senses to know why we are on the stage that we are today. It is now becoming clearer to you why we are where we are today, that it is necessary. It is a matter of life and death. The Biafran people have explained themselves a lot. Since 1945, we have been paying with our blood to see if there can be what is called Nigeria. But from all indication, every time you hear one Nigeria, it is about the death of the Biafran people. Each time you hear the mention of one Nigeria, it is about the death of Biafran people. And how long shall we continue to listen to that blackmail? How long shall we continue to fall into that blackmail? Never again. Never again. In 2023, Biafra is going to come. It doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter whether you believe it or you don't believe it. This is what's going to happen. You are going to sleep in Nigeria and you wake up in Biafra land. You are even lucky that you are getting the information so that it won't take you unaware. For those who are paying attention, they will not be taken unawares. But for those who feel that is a joke, let them continue. Let them just pray that they will be part of, they will be alive to see it when it happens. That is their own prayer. They should pray that they will be alive. Because the genuine Biafrans, we are protected and secured, and we are not leaving any stone unturned. We are not leaving any stone unturned. The state that we are now is a time where everybody has to be security conscious. What we are doing, we are not doing that of hatred. What we are doing, we are not doing that of hatred. We are not hating anybody. It is not about hate. It is about our life as Biafrans. It's a question of matter of life and death. The world have turned their back on us. They have turned their back on us. Since after the Civil War, they turned their back on us. Nobody has been held accountable for the evil committed against Biafran people. Nobody has been held accountable up to date for the evil committed against Biafran people. And we have continued to plead, continue to make our case to United Nations, continue to make our case to international community, continue to shout online and speak, and nobody is paying attention. Instead, more blood has been spilled. And it has gotten to the height where if something is not done, Biafrans will be wiped out. Because today, a lot of Biafrans have been infiltrated. A lot of Biafrans have been influenced. A lot of Biafrans have been damaged. The Fulani voodoo have captured so many Biafrans that today, Biafrans are turning against themselves, killing their own. That is why you will see a governor who come and boast that he told the aircraft to go and bomb. And he go and bomb. A Biafran governor that is supposed to defend the people will come out and tell that I ordered them to go and destroy a market. They went, destroy the market, destroy people's property, and he will come and defend it. He's telling us they have a fertilizer to make bomb in that market. I ask again, I continue to ask, can somebody tell me if you have had any place where they have had bomb explosion in Biafra land and they said it was done by Biafran people? Have you had any time where they say bomb exploded in Biafra land, in any part of Biafra land, and they said it is Biafran people that planted the bomb? Have you had such? If you have not had such, how could somebody who claimed to be a governor come out to tell us that he went and destroyed a market where people are making their living because they have fertilizer to make bomb in that very area? And he said it in the open. Is it not the sound of bomb they want to hear? They are going to hear it. The time has come. For a very long time, they have been pushing on to the edges, pushing us to edge, pushing us away, pushing on to edge. Hope Uzodinma want to hear the sound of bomb. He is going to hear it. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. It is no longer business of as usual. We have cried. We have shouted. The whole world have heard us. Nobody will say they didn't hear when we are crying. But remember, there's another day that say that that the hawk carried the chicken, and the chicken was crying and shouting. The chicken said he is crying for the world to hear his voice, not that thing that is holding him will leave him. That is why the chicken cries when the hawk is holding him. He knows fully well that the hawk is not going to leave him, but he's crying that the world will hear his voice. The same thing is what Biafrans have done. We have cried and cried and cried for decades, and nobody pays attention. Nobody's listening. Instead, they intensify the killing. They intensify the destruction. They intensify the dehumanization. They intensify the destruction of Biafra land. And finally, we say enough is enough. We cannot take it anymore. And at this state that we are now, it's the time for us to liberate Biafra land. And the liberation has started. Chukwu Okike Abiama, who planned it from the onset, knows where we are today and why we are doing what we are doing today. He knows that today will come. Our Supreme Damasin Nnamdi Kanu knew that today will come. He spoke about it. He said a lot about it. Every information he gave to us regarding what is happening today. That is when I see people still say they are waiting for order. When our spokesperson, Simon Ekpa, said that we will not wait for any order from any person. We don't wait from any order, for any diluted order from anywhere. That we will not wait for any diluted order from the DSS that will know what to do to make sure that our Supreme Damasin Nnamdi Kanu is released. When our spokesperson, Simon Ekpa, made that statement, they began to misinterpret it. They say he's fighting against Damasin Nnamdi Kanu. Some say he's dragging Sherrod Damasin Nnamdi Kanu. Some say he's forgetting Damasin Nnamdi Kanu. But today it's becoming much clearer that the only man that is building on the foundation of Damasin Nnamdi Kanu is Simon Ekpa. The only man standing, Simon Ekpa, building on the foundation led by Damasin Nnamdi Kanu. And when he said we will not take orders from the DSS anymore, because we are not sure of what they are bringing, neutralized. Once the information goes from hand to hand, it becomes neutralized. We cannot take that anymore. That we are going to take actions based on the instruction of Chukwu Okike Abiama, because we are in a movement autopiloted by Chukwu Okike Abiama. A movement autopiloted by Chukwu Okike Abiama, so we will not lack information. Master Simon Ekpa went further, that he goes to the heart of Damasin Nnamdi Kanu to bring messages. People thought it was a joke and a lie. Check out every message he has been passing through this way. Everything that Master Simon Ekpa has been doing from the time Damasin Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped today is exactly what Damasin Nnamdi Kanu would have done if he's with us. And some of them who are still waiting for information, they forgot that Damasin Nnamdi Kanu have told us everything that we need to do. In his absence, he told us. That was why he did the last sacrifice by organizing us and conducting that 150 days prayer, which he told us after the 150 days prayer that we are going to march. He said it, that we will march after the 150 days prayer. The saboteurs get gaga, they got mad. They saw it clear. The Janjaweed saw it, they saw Biafra coming. It is so funny that even we, the Biafra, the things they see about us, we don't see it. What the Fulani Caliphate, what the British, what the saboteurs are saying about the real Biafrans, some of us don't see it. And when they see those realities, they begin to run from pillar to pole. You see them, they intensify in their attack, they intensify in their blackmail, they intensify in everything they are doing. That was why when they saw Damasin Nnamdi Kanu conduct that 150 days, they couldn't hold it because they know it wasn't a joke anymore. They used the saboteurs to kidnap Damasin Nnamdi Kanu and take him away. But Chukwu Okike Abiama, who knows all things, who Damasin Nnamdi Kanu have told us that only him knows how to give us Biafra. He will do it in a way that nobody will claim. Nobody will claim glory. Only him will claim the glory. He permitted them to take Damasin Nnamdi Kanu out for a rest. And before then, Damasin Nnamdi Kanu already anointed somebody, Master Simon Ekpa, who is the only person today building on the foundation of Damasin Nnamdi Kanu, following every step that Damasin Nnamdi Kanu have left behind. That is what he's following. He told you that he's not going to listen to any word from DSS, and he called it a joke. But Damasin Nnamdi Kanu said the same thing. Damasin Nnamdi Kanu, while he was with us, he told us that we know what to do if he's not there. He said, you know what to do if I'm not there. He went ahead to say that if I am not there, because of those who are deaf and dumb, who cannot hear, he said, if you don't see me, burn down the zoo. Burning down the zoo. I have said it several times. There are several ways to do it. Not only when you fire a gun or bullet. There are so many ways. And from when Damasin Nnamdi Kanu was being kidnapped today, the autopiloted IPOB have been burning down the zoo. Autopiloted IPOB is superheading the movement that is making the kidnap of Damasin Nnamdi Kanu much more expensive than they can ever imagine. They never believe it will get to this level. They never believe that after kidnapping Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for more than a year, that people will still be talking about Biafra. They don't believe it. But Chukwu Okike Abiama, controlling the autopiloted movement, making sure that every autopilot today is acting, doing things to make them know that kidnapping Mazi Nnamdi Kanu cannot end the struggle. And we all are making Mazi Nnamdi Kanu kidnap much more expensive than if they knew what they know today, they would have not kidnapped Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If the Janjaweed knew what they know today, they would have not kidnapped Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And that is the truth. But as you can have it, you see some people who claim to be closer to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, but they were never paying attention to him. Neither do they follow his messages. Some of them, when he's preaching, they are sleeping. When he's broadcasting, they are sleeping. Even when he gave the prayer, many of them did not participate in the prayer. That is why they lost control. That is why they could not see the enemy when it was coming. That's why they could not see the attack when it was coming. Just like Christ, when he said, pray with me while I go and come back. Before Christ will come back, Peter and other apostles were already sleeping. Peter and other apostles, they were already sleeping before Christ will go and pray and come back, as we read in the Bible. He told them, pray along with me. Let me go and come back. Before he could come back, Peter was already snoring with other people. And that was why Peter denied him. Peter denied Jesus in his own prayer. He denied him 3 good times. The same thing played out again in the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu gave us a prayer, 150 days prayer. So many of us went to sleep. So many, especially those people in the Department of Sabotua. All those people in the Department of Sabotua, they went to sleep. Every single one of them went to sleep. They didn't participate, they went to sleep. That was why when the attack came, every single one of them fell. I say every one of them. You know, some people, when they talk, they say some of them are good. There is no one that is good. Because nobody will be good and you'll be there watching evil happening and you keep silent. Even if you cannot talk, you resign. That is what sensible people do. That is why I say every single one of them, they sold Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They betrayed him. They betrayed him. But Chukwu Okike Abiama, knowing what will happen, have already anointed somebody. And that person came and picked on every information that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have left. Every information that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have left. The Mazi Nnamdi Kanu gave us enough information that will lead us to Biafra. If you follow the messages of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and all he had preached, you don't even need a Messiah to teach you again. You don't need anybody to direct you. You don't need anybody to push you or teach you or tell you what to do. You don't need it. If you are a full of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you don't need anybody to tell you what to do and what not to do. But because you have not been following from onset, that is why you are confused. That is why you are confused. That is why you don't know your left and right. That is why you don't know if you are doing the right thing or you are doing the wrong thing. But I tell you, as many as are paying attention, none of them is confused today. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu left a love message. A lot of messages on what to do. And for those people who are still talking about politics and election, you are going to pay for your own life. You're going to pay with your own life because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, remember, is our prophet and whatever he says come to pass. I want to play and remind you about the course Mazi Nnamdi Kanu led on those people who call themselves Biafran and they are derailing. They are derailing from the real thing. The mission of the Biafran people is to restore Biafra unconditionally. And that is why we have gone to the stage right now. Hear what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has to say about those people who are pursuing politicians and politics, talking about presidency, Igbo presidency or whatever presidency. Here, receive your course.
They are part of sign agreement. New Nigeria. Let's move for New Nigeria. Me, you talk to me about New Nigeria. You're a madman. A child of Biafra. You're to discuss New Nigeria. Thunder will kill, destroy you and your lineage. These are the idiots. When they're talking, hey, the Fulanis are coming. They are coming here. The Gambari, they are coming. So when I was telling you before, you didn't know. So you did not know before. You were deaf and dumb. When I was telling you before that they are coming, you didn't know. They married that they were coming. Useless set of people. Psychophants. IPOB is consistency personified. We don't change. It doesn't matter what you do. You can write your garbage. You can yap and gossip from now till 2099. That is your business. We don't move an iota. Where we are is where we are. Our agenda is our agenda. We are not shaking. Not to the right, not to the left. Unshakable. Gossip from now till the kingdom come. Unshakable. Indestructible. This movement is indestructible. Not by man. They have not given birth to you to convince me to join new Nigeria movement. A bunch of criminals and bastards everywhere. I am a child of heaven. I'm a child of heaven. I don't engage in all this nonsense. Biafra is my mission. My parents died as soon as Elohim said it is there. Look at it, I've given it to you people. And he called them. Then I move forward and then get Biafra. Nonsense. New Nigeria. Thunder fire, all of you.
You heard it. I hope you heard directly from Asuna Mazenanikan. For some of you who are still contemplating, oh, maybe we'll try Obi, maybe we'll support Obi, maybe let us just try, maybe he can give you Biafra. You heard what Mazenanikan said. And as many as are making that contemplation, this course is for you. Mazenanikan laid a course. And you know who he is? Our spiritual leader, Mazenanikan. Whatever he says, come to pass. He laid a course. Please, if you have not shared this video, share this video on your platform. Share it any place you belong. And if you have not liked, click like. Click like. As you are doing it, you are also passing the message. As you are sharing, you are passing the message. It is not compulsory that every one of us must broadcast. When you can broadcast, share the video. Share the video. Click like so that other people can join. You have heard from Mazen Nanikano directly. You know, when we speak, sometimes people think we'll make it up. But when you bring the word of the leader and you play it, maybe people begin to get back their senses. Let me tell you, every single question you are asking today, every single question you're asking Martin Nanika to answer you from DSS, he has answered it already. He has answered it even before he was kidnapped. Every single question you are asking today, Mazen Nandekano have answered it already before he was kidnapped from us. He has answered it. That is why you must wake up from your sleep. That is why our spokesperson, Mazen Simon Epa, today is moving forward without looking back. You'll be surprised. Why is he on such a high speed? Mazen Simon Epa is on high speed because he has every tool that he needs to restore Biafra. Mazen Nandekano put it in place. And today, all you need to do is to build on the foundation laid by Mazen Nandekano, and you see Biafra. That is exactly what Mazen Simon Epa is doing. He is the only person making sure that the legacy of Mazen Nandekano stands. Meanwhile, the Department of Saboteurs are busy destroying the foundation laid by Mazen Nandekano, foundation of truth. Foundation of truth and consistency. These are the two key things that Mazen Nandekano use to win this heart of Biafrans. The only two things that Mazen Nandekano use to win the heart of Biafrans, me and you, every one of us, is truthfulness and consistency. Nothing more. Mazen Nandekano did not win me through command and control. He did not win Biafrans, including you that watching me. It wasn't command and control that made you to follow Mazen Nandekano. The only thing that made you to follow Mazen Nandekano was his truthfulness and consistency. That was what attracted you to him. But the Department of Saboteur, what did they do? They were busy promoting themselves. They held a hand on command and control to promote them, even when they themselves were the people that destroyed that command. Because when the command came from the highest authority, when he was kidnapped, he sent that command. He sent that command, the first command he sent, they destroyed it, they disobeyed it. They disobeyed it and twisted it. Instead, they began to attack the appointed person. And today you have seen it, it backfired. They tried to bring people to mend their image, it backfired on those people. The person they brought to come and mend their image damaged it more. And it will continue to happen. And for those who have not learned their lesson, you cannot fight Chukwu Okike Abiam. Whatever Chukwu Okike Abiam have established, you can't fight it. Onye buruchi yuzo or babu also. Iburu chiguzo, ebabu onwege n'ọsọ. If you run before your God, you will run and you die. Your God has to lead, then you follow. And that is what is happening in the original IPOB. Original IPOB established by Mazen Nnamdi Kanu under the spokesmanship of Mazen Simon Ekpa, on the leadership of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, autopiloted by Chukwu Okike Abiama himself. Everything that has happened is controlled and directed by Chukwu Okike Abiama. Not by me, not by anybody, not even by someone else. Sometimes someone else doesn't even know what he says. He doesn't even know what he's doing. He doesn't even know what he says. But Chukwu Okike Abiama gives him the word, speaks to him, directs him the angle to go and what to do and what not to do. That is why the more you attack him, the more he succeeds. The more you bring him down, the more he rises. Today, no platform can be compared to his, with all the attack and challenges. And today, you see, most of the people who were against him, those who still have conscience in them, they are repenting and coming back. Those who were against Mazi Simon Ekpa, who were against him, they are coming back. Who still have conscience in them, they are coming back. But those are the who have sold their soul to the devil out of envy and jealousy. Of course, those are irredeemable. And there are some, again, some ignorant group, those of them who believe that they don't have content. They cannot create another content without mentioning the name of Simon Ekpa. Some content creators online who cannot create any content apart from mentioning Simon Ekpa. They know that that is the only name that will draw attention, because today, take it or leave it, Simon Ekpa has become a big symbol online. Simon Ekpa had become a big name online. Take it or leave it. And he was able to get to that level because he followed the strategy. He built on the foundation laid by Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Just as Mazen Nnamdi Kanu has become the symbol of justice all over the world, you cannot talk about justice in the Zulu Republic or any part of the world without mentioning Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. The same way today, Mazen Simon Ekpa has earned his respect from Biafran people by listening to them, by being consistent in his word and truthful. Not by command and control, not by cajoling anybody or forcing anybody, no. Not by your fetish power or whatever, no. But by being consistent and doing what people do. Truthfulness and consistency. That is the foundation of IPOB that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu created. The foundation of IPOB that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu created. Truthfulness and consistency. Consistency personified. You heard Mazen Nnamdi Kanu say it again and again and again. And if you're not on that path, you have missed it. If you're not on that path, sorry, you have missed it. Better find your way back before it is too late. Find your way back before it is too late. Find your way back. The children of Chukwu Okike Abiama, we will continue to make exploit. It doesn't matter what people say. Today, from everything I have said here, you are now convinced why we are doing what we are doing. That it is necessary, very, very necessary for us to defend ourselves. And when you are talking about self-defense, you don't defend yourself with empty hand. When you talk about self-defense, you are going to defend yourself with the equal measure that the person is coming to you. You cannot be talking about self-defense when somebody is coming to you with the AK-47 and you're going with the barrel. No, that is not self-defense. That is suicide. You cannot be talking for self-defense. Somebody is coming with you with the SMG and you're going there with the barrel. It doesn't happen. You are going for suicide mission. If you are going for self-defense, you must have to go with the equal measure that the person is bringing to you. That is how to save yourself. And today, that is why the Biafran people have taken a different dimension. No going back. No going back. Remember about the ESM fundraising. Join the ESM mega fundraising. Any place you are, join and support the mega fundraising. Do that which you are supposed to do. Do that which you can do to support the ESM. They are the only people on there. These are volunteers, people who has given out their life to protect a land for you and I, to make you have a land where you return to. So why won't you support them? Do you want somebody to beg you? If you are blessed, you know that Chukwu Okike Abiama have placed that wealth in your hand for Biafra. Move ahead. Go and support the ESM. Support them. You will never lack. No amount of investment you make on ESN is a loss. They are your soldiers fighting for you. They gave their life for nothing. They requested for nothing. They gave their life. All they need from you is that equipment. As they are defending the land, they're not going to defend their land empty-handed. And the state that we are now, it is no longer a child's play. You must know that the struggle is in the right hand. Every money you contribute must be accounted for. You will see it in your eye. You don't even ask questions. You will see it happening. You will see the evidence of your contributions. It is no longer a career agitation like when people were pretending to do something when they are doing nothing. Everything you commit today, you will see it with your own eye. Already have seen the miles we have gone. When our spokesperson, Simon Ekpa, came out and said that Biafra is coming 2023. Who said that? How will it come? How will it happen? What is the plan? Today, he has announced that Biafra have entered into armed struggle. And already, water everywhere. Put your ears on the ground. We are not ready to begin to sanitize or begin to make any propaganda with videos. They will confess by themselves. Water everywhere. All angles. They are hearing it. Water in all angles. We don't need no propaganda anywhere, no video. They will confess by themselves. It is happening, and it will continue to happen until Biafra comes. We are going to defend Biafra land. He also said it, that we are going to declare a no-fly zone. And people are laughing. They say, how can you do it? Just watch and see. Who sent us to this mission will teach us what to do and tell us where to go and how to do it. He will place that blockade by himself. You will see it when it's going to be announced. No-fly zone. You will see it happen before you. Biafra is coming 2023. Prepare yourself. Do anything you can do. Anything at your reach to do to make sure that Biafra comes. Start doing it. Stop waiting. Start doing it now. Start doing it. Pay attention to every instruction that you hear. If you are in Biafra land or you're not in Biafra land, tell your people to listen to 97.5 FM, the voice of Biafra. 97.5 FM. This is the time that we have to pay attention to information. Every information that is coming from the autopiloted group from Master Simon Ekpa is very important. Follow him on Twitter. Follow him on his daily broadcast. Follow the autopiloted group for you to be updated. Pay attention to things that are happening. You have to be security conscious. Mainly those who are in Biafra land, be security conscious. Observe everything around you. Listen carefully. When you hear sit at home, sit at home. When you hear go, go. You hear sit, sit. This is the way for you to be secured and protected. It is for your own good. When you hear sit at home, already you have had the stages of sit at home that we have. We are not going to celebrate their so-called independence because we are not part of them. We have never been part of them. But we want to make it more clear. They can't celebrate that in our land. And there's a massacre. It's going to be remembered. All these are sit at home and total lockdown in Biafra land. You have to keep your ears open. Don't fall victim. We want to save as many lives as possible to reduce the collateral damage. That is what we are doing. It is never our intention to make anybody lose his life. It doesn't matter who the person is. It doesn't matter your tribe, your religion, your location. No innocent person must lose their life. No innocent person must lose their life. Not only, it doesn't matter whom you are, whether you are Biafra or not a Biafra. It doesn't matter your religion. No innocent person must lose their life. But if you come to Biafra land to take the land for Biafra, the land of Biafra will swallow you. If you come to Biafra land to take the life of the Biafran people, it doesn't matter your tribe, it doesn't matter your religion, and you come to Biafra land, you cannot return alive. Chukwu Okike is in charge, and our borders are secure. You will return alive. You are a Biafran and you are serving in the Janjaweed military, and they send you. You are not going to go back alive. You better resign. Run for your life. When they send you, run away. When they send you, run for your life. You are working in any office in the Zoological Republic, begin to prepare to go back home. Begin to prepare yourself to go back home. You have no place in that Zoological Republic. The only home you have is Biafra. Biafra is a child of necessity, and we will do everything possible to protect Biafra. Once again, I have to remind you about the coming celebration, coming remembrance we are going to make. Watch it once again.
Touche, my people. It is a very painful thing to remember Asaba Massacre. Asaba Massacre, seeking healing. A lot of Nigerians don't know what happened. 7th October 1967, a lot of atrocities happened in the land of Asaba. Nigerian soldiers committed a lot of atrocities.
Anya Mohona Anya Bianage say non the meeties. That is goodbye till we meet no more.
During Biafra war, Nigerian soldiers gathered all the male child and adults in Asaba and massacred them all. They killed many people. They killed both to adults, all the male child for inside Asaba.
1970. Anya Biaka ije zutande aya Nigeria. Bia bulegu. Anya mara no bo a game of death ka iba n'imia.
In remembrance of Asaba Massacre, on the 7th October 2022, we be sit at home in entire Biafra land. On that day, it is expected that all schools, all markets, all churches, all banks will shut down for the remembrance of Asaba Massacre. Anybody where hear my voice, making talk to a brother, making talk to a sister, making one in children, making one everybody, where they close to them. This order is coming from Biafra spokesperson Simon Ekpa. Asina nti adahan we he ebobisi ise soloya intiminsi. Any ear, when they hear word, as they cut to head in, as they go cut ear, full
They open fire. Where will you go? Machine gun, Gahube our people. And they were slaughtered in thousands.
You have seen it. Prepare yourself for what is coming. There is no going back. Never again. Never again. As we are remembering these people, pay attention. If you are one of those who is still sitting on the fence, there is no time to sit on the fence. As we are remembering them, if you have not yet started joining the IPOB, if you have not started joining the autopiloted IPOB to fight for your freedom, if you have not keyed in the struggle, if you are not keyed in the armed struggle that we are in, it is time for you to key in. Remember, Asaba Massacre. They thought that they were with Nigerian government. While they were raising their hands with their white flag, they were all murdered in cold blood. The Nigerian government don't care about you. They did the same thing in NSAS. Open fire on the people singing their national anthem and their flag, and you think they will spare you, a Biafra. Sorry, they're not going to spare you. That is why we are moving with speed. It doesn't matter what you think. It doesn't matter whom you are. It doesn't matter what you believe. It doesn't matter you want to support or you don't want to support. That doesn't matter anymore because we're moving ahead. And if you think you can stand on the way of the freedom of Biafra, hear this.
Are yet to wake up from your slumber or your sleep and get the point that we are exiting Nigeria. Exiting Nigeria is not going to come from the platter of golden plate. You have to sacrifice for it. And we are ready to sacrifice everything, including you, if you come and stand on the way of freedom. So you need to know how serious we are. We are damn serious. Some of you are not getting it. You think we are here to build political movement? We are here for freedom. Freedom comes with price. Okay? The only thing you can do is to comment on social media. Don't ever stand on the way of Biafra freedom. We crush you.
Their interest is suppressed. Biafra is the key. Once they can hold Biafra down, they can hold the whole of Africa down. Hey, freedom fighting, sorry. Because all these people are criminals, they are saying there is no way this man cannot be a criminal like themselves. They don't have a different breed altogether. They don't know that. I am Nnamdi Kanu. I don't do all this nonsense you do. My father was a very rich man, not ostentatious. I had the finest education that his money could afford. We are not poor. Have never been. That is why a poor man cannot be a freedom fighter. If you're not full of yourself, you cannot be a freedom fighter. You cannot go everywhere.
You heard our freedom as a Nandekam. He has said it all. What are you waiting for? What else are you waiting for? You have heard it. If you're one of those who has not yet woken up, you better wake up. There's no time. There's no time. There's no time. And if you are by chance thinking in your wildest dream that Mazen Nandekano will change from his word, you are a dreamer. If you're in your wildest dreams, you are contemplating to talk about Igbo presidency or anything that has to do with presidency or politicians or politics. If you're one of those, you are not part of us. You are not part of, you are not a follower of Mazen Nandekano. If you are contemplating that maybe Peter Obi will give you freedom, or maybe Peter Obi will change your thing, you are not part of the freedom fighting. In freedom fighting, we don't have anything to do with the politics. We cannot be part of. These are a bunch of criminal politicians. Mainly politicians in Biafra, they are a bunch of criminals that doesn't have anything to offer. And if you cannot understand it the way I say it, I want you to hear it directly from Mazen Nandekano, what he has to say about Nigerian politics and politicians.
1999. You campaigned against your brother. Now you're talking about Igbo presidency. Oh, dear me. Igbo presidency, there. Useless people. There is something I want to tell all of you. We hope, pray, and know that Biafra will come, or the zoo will be destroyed before 2023. Of course, everybody knows that. It's given. COVID-19 saved them last year. It won't save them again. This year, the vaccine is out. Instead of an Igbo man to be the president, or Yoruba for that matter, let Fulani continue. It is called Mirina Mohuana Manna Yupu. Since you people prefer to be slaves, because if we allow any of you idiots to enter into Asarok, after about 4 or 5 years or 6, Fulani will take it back for eternity. You would have benefited from your own wickedness and evil. So you know what is going to happen? If Fulani are smart enough, they should continue. Everyone saw what happened all over the world. Rigging of election these days is just is given. It is no longer a big deal. As long as you're proclaimed the winner, that's it. If Fulani are very smart, they will continue in office. They will continue in the zoo, in their zoo. Of course, we are living. We're not going to stay there. That is why you don't want to support Biafra. Because of presidency. So you and your friends can now be eating money. You buy your own houses in Dubai. You want to be like Atiku. You want to be like, your wife want to be like, what's her name? Aisha. Flying private jet to Dubai for shopping. Meanwhile, we are dying. We want people to understand this. DSS especially. No matter how many groups, fake groups you create. Because every day you create a fake group. Igbo, Ohanese, Igbo in the diaspora, including men and women and children. This
You've heard Mazen Nandekano. He has said it all. He has said it all. I have nothing to add to whatever he has said because Mazen Nandekano have said everything that we need to hear. Now you know why we have taken up arms to defend Biafra land. Now you know why we are doing what we are doing today. Now you know why it is necessary that you must support the ESN. Now you know why you must not sit in the fence. May Chukwu Okike continue to guide and protect every Biafran wherever you are on the planet Earth. If you are in Biafra land, in any part of Africa, in Asia, Europe, America, Australia, Canada, New Zealand, any place you are on the planet Earth and you are a Biafran, Chukwu Okike will keep you alive. You will see Biafra. You not only see Biafra, you walk into Biafra and raise the flag of Biafra with Mazen Nandekano. If you are a genuine Biafran, you will live to see Biafra come and you will enjoy it in your lifetime. If you are an Oduduwa person and you're watching me, every Oduduwa person watching me, you are going to see Oduduwa. You will celebrate Oduduwa in your own lifetime. If you're from the Middle Belt, you are going to celebrate your freedom in your lifetime. If you are from any part of the world and you're watching me, share this video, share it, let it go wide. Share. If you're not, click like, click like. If you're from any part of the world and you're watching me, you are going to experience freedom in your lifetime. You will see freedom and you dwell in it. May Chukwu Okike my guide and protection the Igbo. Secure him wherever he is. May Chukwu Okike continue to protect our brother Simon Ekpa. Secure him. Our spokesperson, Master Simon Ekpa, may Chukwu come and continue to guide and protect him, secure him, prosper him, guide him, give him more mental toughness, continue to give him more inspiration, give him more wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. May Chukwu Okikabiyama continue to guide and protect our Supreme Leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu wherever he is. May Chukwu Okikabiyama continue to send his doctors to continue to minister to him. No poison placed in his body will have effect. No amount of poison they give to him will have effect. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Chukwu Okikabiyama will send doctors spiritually to continue to minister to him. He is going to be healthy until he will be much more healthier when he comes out. And nobody will tamper his life. No weapon formed of affection against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu shall prosper. No weapon formed of affection against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu shall prosper. I say no weapon formed of affection against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu shall prosper in the name of Chukwu Okikabiyama. Thank you so much for watching wherever you are watching me from. I will see you tomorrow by the special grace of Chukwu Okikabiyama. Please join the autopiloted media group today when they're going to do the joint broadcast. By the special grace of God, I will be on that joint broadcast. Join the autopiloted group on the media joint broadcast and get more information on the way forward. Thank you so much and remember blessed. I will see you again. Stay safe. Bye.